of Colossae, Kansas, how important are these 2 days, 3 days of practice before going to Cincinnati?
Very important. Just getting back to what we do, getting back to our confident selves. Just got to leave that one behind and move on to the next one.
How out of character did Tuesday feel for how you guys played?
Very. I think we were just not settling to ourselves, But today we did a good job of just getting back to our defense intensity and then just taking our time offense.
What did Kansas do to you specifically in that first half to make things tough?
I think whenever I caught the ball this low in the paint and then whenever I take a couple dribbles, just everybody's sitting at me. So I just got to do a better job of taking my time. I think I've just been a little too amped up these first couple of games. So just getting back to myself, settling in.
How much, I guess, was I don't know, ball sticking, but it just seemed like the ball movement was not the way it normally is for you guys, especially in that first half.
Yeah, I just think we were just trying to do too much. So today we're just working on finishing our cuts and then moving the ball with pace. So.
The slow starts, is that like a mentality thing, or what have you guys identified as the cause of that?
Don't really know what the cause of it, but we're just going to move on and get it right this next game. These slow starts can bite you in the butt later on, so we're just going to nip that in the bud right now.
Milan talked about trying to start games like you start the second half. What makes it fast starts in those second halves?
I think just coming out with the same intensity that we do on the defensive side of the ball. Usually in the second half we get a kill right away. So I think just starting off games with kills and then just being aggressive offensively and not being passive.
How frustrating is it at times to not have answers, like the slow starts for you? You're not sure what's causing it, but you guys are going to come out and kind of move forward from it. So how frustrating is it to not have answers or solutions?
I think it's early, so it's not too frustrating. You're going to be able to learn from it. We've been playing well as a team, so we're not panicking at all. So we're just going to fix ourselves and just continue to buy into the team.
It's the balancing act of learning from a loss and what didn't go well and also not overreacting. You guys are 16-1.
I think just looking at the film, Coach got into us before practice today, so I think just those type of things just help us get back to ourselves, So, yeah.
After watching it back, what were the biggest things that stuck out to you guys as things to fix?
I just think our defensive communication and intensity. We didn't start the game how we normally do on the defensive side of the ball, so I think that was the biggest thing.
Sounds like it was a pretty intense practice today. What was different about this one to kind of get the urgency going?
I think just TJ's intensity into us, just telling everything what he expects of us, so we just go out there and try to do it to the best of our ability.
He made it sound like after the game that you guys were sped up, but not for a bad reason. You guys really wanted to make a play individually, and it kind of snowballed and didn't work out. Is that kind of how you felt? Just had to kind of pour back into each other a little bit more and not try to do it all yourself?
Yeah, we just got to play with each other. I think it starts with me as well. I was a little just trying to do too much in the beginning. So just continue to move the ball. Just take the things that open up in the game.
Like going back to Oklahoma State, the teams are trying to get to the ball in the middle of your guys' defense with like that short roll. What kind of stress does that put on the defense of decisions you guys have got to make to address that?
It just starts in the film room, just trying to see what they're trying to do and then what we're going to do to execute it. Don't want to ever give them an answer to stop us, so just got to continue to move the ball and set good screens.
How excited are you to get back on the road again and get back on the winning track in Cincinnati?
Very excited. No one likes to lose, but I think it's always lessons in losing, so we're going to get it back on Saturday.
Knowing that you've got everyone's best shot so far, how have you adjusted to that, and what lessons have you learned from having a target on your back?
I think it was the same thing last year, so we kind of understand, like the returners, we understand what it is. So just getting the new guys to get acclimated to, you're going to get everybody's best shot. Just continue to play your game.
Does last year kind of come up at all, and what lessons do you guys learn from that experience that you feel like you can carry over this year?
Just continue to have good practices. I think last year our practices weren't as sharp as they needed to be towards the end of last year, so that's what we're focusing on this year, just having good practices.